But as I thought about it more, I realized there was another way you can express the word refuge. Because the definition of the word refuge just means a shelter or a protection from danger or distress. And so if fathers provide you security through the safety they provide from danger, mothers provide it with the security by knowing that you are cared for. And so the picture I wanted to paint for a mother was not a castle on a hill, but of a cottage in a forest, sitting at a fireplace, wrapped in the arms of the one that you love, being comforted, knowing that no matter what, despite anything that may happen, that you can always trust that your mother loves you and has an affection for you. And so the security comes from knowing that you are cared for. And that's the love that a mother should provide her children. And although this love is expressed by affection and expressed by a fondness for the ones that you care about, it still showcases sacrifice. A motherly love is a sacrificial love, but the sacrifice is seen through the lens of her affection of her children. And one of the best examples in Scripture of this sacrificial, affectionate love that a mother has is found in Exodus chapter 2. And it's the story of Jochebed and Moses. Now, during this time, the Israelites were under slavery of the Egyptians. And in the chapter before, the Pharaoh declared that any man, any child born of an Israelite is to be killed. But then we see in verse 2, now in chapter 2, we can read of Jochebed conceiving Moses. So in verse 2, it's written, "So the woman conceived and bore a son. And when she saw that he was a beautiful child, she hid him for 3 months." And so this affection that Jochebed had for Moses was from birth. The minute she saw him, she said, "This is a beautiful child, and I will give up my life for this child." She sacrificed her comfort, her safety. She sacrificed her security by willingly disobeying this command from the Pharaoh. And she hid him for 3 months for his sake. And see, this love is then shown again in verse 3, where it's written, "But when she could no longer hide him, she took an ark of bulrushes for him, daubed it with asphalt and pitch, put the child in it, and laid it by the reeds, by the river's bank." And so this love that Jochebed had for Moses not only caused her to sacrifice her comfort and her security and her safety, but when it's written that she could no longer reasonably hide him, her only option was to let him go. She didn't keep him around because she wanted to stay with him as long as she could, but she, for his own good, gave him up to the Lord. So this love was entirely for Moses' sake. And that's one of the hardest things for mothers to do, to let go of your children. Because you want to hold on to them for as long as you can. But this love causes for a sacrifice, not just in your security and your needs and your wants, but it causes for a sacrifice of your desire to be with your child and to change the way your relationship is with them as they grow. Now, most mothers aren't going to have to let go of their child at 3 months old, but that's the concept. And a mother once told me that motherhood was the best time to learn to die to yourself and to live for Christ, because living for your family is living for Christ. And this love isn't just emotional or sentimental, but this love promotes and encourages mothers to work for her children.